everybody, I'm Dr.Tuti Huseynova and I welcome you again on my channel, Dr.Tuti. Today we're going to talk about how to prepare yourself for the science. Development of medicine as of ophthalmology lies in science. By meaning science, actually, we mean some different kind of research projects which are being built on our daily routine work experience. There are a lot of ophthalmologists actually I have met which always wanted to try to do something in research or try to write something, but they just came with the thing that they just didn't know how to start. There are just a few steps which I compacted in this presentation from my own experience and just from general information I've read in the different kind of literatures. So, what we have to start with, be attentive and choose your topic. By reading different kind of research articles or just simply attending local or international conferences, we are attending so many lectures, and all the time when we listen to lectures we already have our own imagination. We are thinking differently based on these already presented research projects, and this actually creates some kind of scientific basement in our minds. And by being attentive at these lectures, we are already start to think deeper and seeing the things in different perspectives. And for me, it's a starting point. Next is make an observation and review. So when we just start our career in ophthalmology, I don't know, for me it was just a rule. We all, I think, passing through the period when we just need to observe. We are not allowed to do anything in the practice or assist doctors, just observation. And I'm sure it's really frustrating at the beginning because we are always so ambitious, so energetic, because we just want to do something. We just want everyone to give us something and we think that we can do. But I think that observation time is also really good because when we see, we just analyzed every move, every word which the doctor says, and when he is writing something, we're just thinking, oh, this is really interesting. I don't know about this symptom. For example, this happened a lot with me when the doctor was just writing in his pad or in the data of the patient about some symptom or, I don't know, diagnosis. Of course, there were many times moments where I didn't know some kind of symptom or anything. I was just writing down in my small notepad, and then I was going home and reading and reviewing, and this is really interesting. So this is what you also have to do. Make an observation and review. The next, form a question. Of course, when we're reading some kind of literature or different kind of articles, we always form some questions. And it's always good to have questions because we can't just learn from books. Every book or literature gives us specific information, but it's normal after reading one kind of information to have questions. So it's always good to form questions because from your questions you may understand the things better. But of course you have to ask this question. It's not like only writing the question and keeping them for yourself. The next thing is finding a mentor. So by finding a mentor, I don't mean a real mentor who could teach you everything you need. Sometimes it's hard to get one. Your mentor can be one who is best in the field of your interest. For example, you can read a lot of articles of one specific author, and when you meet him at the congresses, you're just talking to him, asking some kind of questions. Maybe he can also give you his business card. You can just later email him and contact him. In my case, for example, after finishing my strabismus surgical fellowship in Turkey, I've heard from one of my colleagues about really world-known specialist from India. I emailed him because I've heard about him so much, and I really wanted to contact him, just talk to him. And what I did, I just knew his name, I researched, I found his email address, and I just emailed him by asking some kind of clinical question or case. I was really surprised when in a few days I got a really big email where he explained me so detailed everything I wanted and I needed. And after that, we kept our correspondence, and for me it was so important because I appreciated this so much, because this person never saw me, he doesn't know me, and I am just someone from somewhere. Emailed him and told him how much I happy to contact him and ask him questions, and he just emailed me back, and this correspondence was quite long, and for me it was so important that I was copying and just keeping everything in the Word file and in a separate file, so that when I just have time just to reread everything again, because all the emails were so informative, so detailed, and so specific with their information and with their just short and specific answers for my questions. So that's why finding a mentor is just your choice, and this you do. You can find any mentor you want and keep the contact via email, phone, or other connections. Then, the next step is make your team. For me, it's most of the time the hardest part to find people whom you can speak the same language with. Finding the right people for your team will not only be based entirely on yourself, but includes also sometimes a certain amount of luck. I feel myself lucky because every research project I had a really professional team, and we were doing really good collaboration, and we just at the end ended up with really nice research projects and which were later published in the very nice journals. So make your team. Try to contact your colleagues, your friends. Try to keep it constant. You can just specify a specific day in a week when you can just catch up all together and make a short meeting. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes or 1 hour meeting. It can be only 15, or 10 minutes meeting, because during these 10 minutes you can say already some ideas which can lead to something really big, and you can just work separately and keep contact by emailing or just messaging or calls. Believe me, it works really good. But making a team is really important, because making only the team makes the research project really interesting and full and completed, I think. The next thing, form a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an informed guess as to the possible answer of the question you form. I will just explain it easily. When we begin and start any research project, for example, when we perform a new treatment and we think that we want to show the outcomes, we always know approximate outcomes actually, and this is the hypothesis. So the hypothesis may be formed as soon as the question is posed, or it may require a great deal of background research and inquiry. The purpose of the hypothesis is not to get the perfect answer of the question, but to provide a direction. So this is the thing. We always know approximately what is gonna happen after some specific treatment, for example, but we don't know just exactly what. So forming a hypothesis is another thing. Next, title your research project. It's always good to know what your research is going to be about. Of course, by the end of your research, when it's already completely prepared, you may change the title in a bit different way, but this basic idea is going to be always the same. That's why for me personally it was really easy when I was just titling the project. Especially on my research fellowship, actually, when I had a lot of projects at the same time, when I was focusing in one project, of course, I was totally forgetting about another one. And that's why when I was just coming back to the second project, or this one of fours, it was really nice to check my notes and to read even the title, just to remember everything and to know what is this project was about, actually. So that's why titling your research project is very important. The next, prepare the material. So for now you have already your mentor, you have your questions, you have your title, you have your hypothesis. Now you have to prepare the material. So when we talk about preparing the material, I mean you separate the patients, for example, which you're gonna describe in your study, or you just separate their data, or just work on them, or you know already which patients are gonna be included on your study. So this is one of materials, and another thing is references. So when you know already what is your topic is going to be about, of course you're going to review in the literature and see if there are some kind of similar publications. And it's always good when you just search in the PubMed or any other journals similar publications, or the publication which could give you a nice direction, or just give you a nice tips how better to present your topic. So what I was doing, I was just always creating one file for one project, and in this file I was just putting all articles I could just find related to the topic. And for me it was really easy when I was starting writing article. And the last step is start now. So after all these basic steps of how to prepare yourself for the science, I think you can start already. And believe me, this is starting, and just believe in yourself. Research projects are not easy, but it's possible to do it. Once you want it, once you're consistent, once you're working on yourself, it's very easy to achieve what you want. This was everything about how to prepare yourself for the science. Thank you for your attention. I hope you find this video very informative for you. I hope I helped you with my presentation, and I'm wishing you a good day. Hope to see you again on my next videos. Have a good day. Bye.